And welcome back into another Redhawk Report. We're joined by Kari Kyrkjebo from women's basketball. Kari, thanks for joining the show.
Thank you for having me.
You are a Norwegian basketball player. That's not very common, at least for Americans to see. You know, it's not necessarily known as a hotbed for basketball, winter sports or soccer.
Yeah.
What kind of got you into basketball?
I think my family got me in. My dad is 6'6", so we obviously have the height for it. Then my sister played for many years, and I always looked up to her. So I guess my family got me into it, yeah.
And you've gone to great heights already the Norwegian national team. You played professionally in Norway. What was that experience like at such a young age?
It's been a great experience, especially like playing for the national team is like the first step out to like real basketball, where you like have to start learning plays, start like learning defense rotations, and I guess for a 14-year-old, like taking that step is really cool, and also like being able to play really good players, even though like Norway isn't getting the best results. Playing like against Finland, against Denmark, against Awa Kyer, like being blocked by her every time I try to take a layup. No, it's been really great, especially seeing like where, for example, Awak now playing WNBA. Like it's been a really cool experience.
Were there any other sports? You said your dad was 6'6", but were there any other sports that piqued your interest when you were young?
I did a lot of different sports growing up. I played soccer for many years. I did track and field. I even tried like dancing, but most of them were like more of the social aspect, whereas basketball I really, really like loved playing, and I wanted to keep doing it.
So it was always your first love to play basketball.
Yeah.
I like that. I appreciate that. Were there any other Norwegian athletes or anybody outside of Norway that you looked up to that kind of influenced you?
Not really, because I've never really watched a lot of sports. It's more like the people close to me in my community. For example, my coaches, I've always been like respecting them very much, looked up to them, wanted to be them. My sister, as I said, she played college basketball like 8 years ago. Always wanted to be like her. Like, yeah, more people like close to me in my community.
Once you made that decision to come over to America, first California, was there a culture shock going from Norway to the United States?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I first came to Riverside, UC Riverside, played there. Yeah, I ended up going back to Norway for a year because it was so different. But yeah, there's a lot of things. I think especially like the language barrier is a big one, but also like I guess like even like climate, or like what I really love about Americans though are like how open they are. Like in the elevator, people will start talking to me and like tell me to have a good day, and I'm like, okay, I don't know you, but cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
was there anything that you truly missed about Norway when you first got here that you're like, oh, I really missed that aspect?
I think it's just like the general like everything, like everyday life, whereas food, family, having it close by. Now, like one of the biggest or most difficult part is the time zone, so it's really hard to like schedule time to speak with people at home. So I think that's like the biggest one. Yeah.
Is there anything that America not does better, but like, is there anything that you really shocked you when you got here? Like, oh, I actually do really enjoy that about the United States.
I think it's the same, or as I said earlier, like how open you guys are. I think I'm gonna go back to Norway and start tell people to have a good day, because it's just such a nice thing to do. Like it will brighten my day. So yeah, I want to bring that back.
Good dog, right? Right? I'm not the best at my Norwegian. I need to keep practicing. But okay, that's good to know. So anyway, getting off that topic, now you're up here in Seattle. It's a little bit different than California, obviously, but I've heard that the climate's a little closer to Norway. There's a big Norwegian population here.
Yeah.
Has that been a little more comfortable, or is it still kind of weird?
Definitely. I feel like I get more a sense of like home, like the home feeling. Like the climate compared to my hometown, it rains a lot. It doesn't in my hometown too. And I think actually the climate is one of the reasons I chose Seattle U, because like it gets me that feeling of being almost at home.
Right.
And I feel like Seattle is one of the more like cities where like the culture is closer to home too. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been over to Ballard yet? I know it's a big Norwegian, like they have the Scandinavian Museum. Have you had a chance to explore any of that around here?
I went to like the little Norwegian town or Scandinavian town, like I don't remember what it's called, but my dad came and visited me in October and we went down there and it was so cool.
That's cool. It's always nice to see that.
Yeah.
People do settle from other countries here, but it's nice that Seattle has that connection.
Yeah.
Outside of basketball, or I guess back into basketball, When it's a game day, do you have a certain routine that you get into, either from back in Norway or here now in the States?
I just make sure to drink enough coffee.
Okay.
I'm a big coffee drinker, so yeah, for sure, drink coffee and brush my teeth. But I guess that's it. Like, I'm just trying to get my head in the game and like try to focus on visualizing like what I'm doing in the game, find my focus areas that I'm supposed to like be extra aware of when I'm playing. So yeah.
Is there any music that you get into the zone with, or do you more like silence?
No,
or
I am more of the silence person. Yeah, like it definitely helps listening to music during warm-ups. But like earlier in the day, I will be more in my own head, kinda. Yeah.
That's right. You get to settle yourself, right?
Yeah, settle myself.
So we'll do some fun questions here to end it out. Obviously, knew this is your first year at Seattle U. Have there been any teammates that have helped you along in your first year here at Seattle U?
I feel like all of the girls on the team is super nice. I appreciate like how they're all like so patient with my English and like try to help me settle down and like take me to stores or take me to see Seattle just to like make sure I'm comfortable. And I think the whole team is doing a great job with that. But it is really helpful to have other internationals on the team as well, because I feel like they're very understandable of my situation, and like we kind of go through the same, like with time change and so stuff like that. Yeah.
Funny question. Is there anybody that's really funny on the team, or is it just getting to know this year's team? Is there anybody that kind of always puts a smile on your face?
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of funny players on our team. I think especially in the locker room, Maya and Talia is doing, like, they're always brightening our day. Yeah.
All right, well, and on this one, if you could tell someone in America that has no idea about Norway, Norwegian culture, Scandinavian culture, what's something you wish people knew, either worldwide or here in the U.S.?
About Norway or like Scandinavia?
Yeah, both. How about both?
That's a hard one. I think just like I love hiking. That's what I do in my off season. I go on hikes as much as possible. I would want everyone to see like the nature we have in Scandinavia and in Norway. Like bring people home, take them with me, like show them what I really love besides basketball. Yeah.
All right, that's good. I appreciate that one. Beautiful landscape in Norway. Well, Kari, we appreciate you hopping on the show.
Thank you for having me.